Are you a 20-something, 30-something estranged from your adult sibling? I'm about to tell you exactly why from a family systems perspective, and based on how the other two videos I did with this did, you are about to trip out. My name's Kate. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I help people restore their relationships. And recently I've been focused on estrangement between parents and adult children, but let's talk about the siblings. I'm gonna go over a summary of my past two videos, explain two new concepts, and then tell you how to fix them and go from estrangement to connection. And just because I'm a therapist doesn't mean I'm your therapist. I don't know your situation, so take what you like and leave the rest. Okay, so in my past two videos, I talk about the 3 stages that children go through from the time they're born to the time they become adults in their family system. Attachment, detachment, and connection. Most parents screw up at detachment. Their son only learns independence. They don't learn empathy in a relationship. They only know freedom. And so by the time they get married to the daughter-in-law, and there's issues all around with the mother-in-law, the issue is right here, he does not have the emotional skills to be in a relationship. And this comes from the family system dysfunction. On the other hand, we have the adult daughter who's very enmeshed in a dysfunctional family. She's still very close with her mother in a way that they're like friends, which is inherently toxic to her marriage because she needs to rely on her husband to get her needs emotionally. But the father never demonstrated that or modeled that. And so she expects emotional absence on a subconscious level in her relationship. Talk about that in another video. Now, I want to talk about the relationship between the anxious sister and the avoidant brother. This is where I introduce 2 terms that are going to blow your mind. Y'all are about to go crazy. Now, remember, this marriage is dysfunctional. Neither party is getting their emotional needs met. And so what that looks like if they are still married may be an empty relationship. There's no intimacy, there's no affection, there's no love, there's no like play. It's all kind of fake. Remember that word, fake. Another word for fake is pseudo. All right, so the 2 terms I want you to learn are pseudo mutuality and pseudo hostility. And these are the terms that define the relationship between the sister and the brother. Hear me out. Pseudo mutuality. So mutuality means like closeness or reciprocity. So a reciprocal relationship. So fake closeness is what it really means. Think about the sister that is obsessed with her brother. She posts pictures of him on his birthday. She loves him more than anything. But the reason that it's pseudo, the reason it's fake, is because there's no real intimacy between the two of them, which is healthy and normal when there's connection in a family. In a healthy family, there is healthy connection where people can be vulnerable with each other and caring and considerate, and that's what love is, connection. But in attachment, which is based on survival and fear, siblings can be in competition with each other. And when they're children, it's not really a safe environment for them to be emotional or express needs. Again, because of the dysfunction here in the marriage, and the leaders of the family set the tone for this, and it's mirrored in this relationship. So the sister, and she can be older, younger, whatever. Either way, they have pseudo mutuality. It's a dynamic in their relationship of fake closeness. Now, on the other side, the brother, fake hostility. He doesn't really hate his sister. He doesn't really feel hostile towards her, but he's always making fun of her. He's always sarcastic with her. He's always beating her up and playing jokes on her because it's so hilarious. Think about Saxon, White Lotus, always messing with Piper. There's no real intimacy or vulnerability. Like think about the siblings in that family, actually. Yeah, the parents, there's nothing real in between them. The dad's not telling the mom what's really going on with his business. I know it's a show, but this is the point. It's dysfunctional families operate on drama, and drama is not just a word for like TV shows or reality shows. It's a real word in a clinical sense that there's a lot of dysfunction here. There's no connection, only attachment, fear, and survival. And so these siblings grow up in this dysfunction and they kind of compete with each other because each other is a threat to attachment. Think about the sister that secretly resents the brother because the mother is enmeshed with him and gets all of her emotional needs met by him, but she kind of secretly resents the daughter and is kind of mean to the daughter. The daughter gets into the role of like therapist or healer or mother to the emotionally absent father. It's a mess all around. But the idea is that adult siblings in this stage of things, when there's pseudo mutuality and pseudo hostility that defines the dynamic of their relationship, estrangement is inevitable because they are attached, they're not healthily detached, and so they can't really be connected, loving, intimate, emotionally, where they can call each other for help, rely on each other. And so what it takes usually in adulthood is these two siblings changing their roles in their own marriage and learning actual love and connection. For the enmeshed daughter, it is learning boundaries. It is learning to say no to her husband. It is learning to stop doing things for him. It is learning to emotionally detach if he is an unsafe emotional person. While being in the relationship, that's totally normal to have boundaries in a relationship if your partner is not stepping up and doing the work. That's totally normal. And then this avoidant son needs to learn to be vulnerable and open with his wife. Parents are not the end all. You can always fix this your generation. It's called breaking cycles. And so this is when estrangement is kind of healthy. They detach from each other. They stop this fake bullshit, pseudo mutuality and pseudo hostility. They focus on their own lives. They kind of get humbled by marriage and their relationships. And that way they can come back and connect from a genuine, authentic place of caring and understanding. And now they have the capacity to do that for each other because they're doing it both for themselves, with themselves, also in their marriages. So what do y'all think? Did I blow your mind?